We all know keeping our home cool in the summer and warm in the winter costs money, but we also want to protect our environment. In this Welcome Home Show, we'll demonstrate how you can save money and still be energy efficient with two companies that specialize in it. We start off with Ideal Homes. We'll show you how they can build you a beautiful new home and guarantee your utility bills.
We're a typical small family business. We started 19 years ago and sold 27 houses our first year in business, and through the years, in the last 19 years, we built 7,000 families' homes. We've been very fortunate. We've assembled a really great team of people. We've won 2 National Housing Quality Awards. We've been recognized as America's Best Builder. We've won 6 National Energy Value Housing Awards. And our little company, to start out so small, we've grown quite a bit, and we've accomplished a lot in the last 19 years, and really helped a lot of people's dreams of home ownership come true. Not all homes are created equal. There's a lot of different various components that go into a house. The other thing that's really important is the reputation of the company that you're working with. A lot of the housing stock out there gets built by the small builder who builds 4 or 5 houses a year, and they're here today, and 5 years from now they're nowhere to be found. And really the definition of quality in a house a lot of times is in the devil's in the details. And so finding a good company that's been around a long time, has been able to work through a lot of those things, really makes a big difference. Energy efficiency is one of the big areas for consideration, because what we're talking about when you're buying a home, you're talking about the total cost of ownership. And so, you've got your monthly mortgage payment, which ties to the sale price. But then if you get a house, you take your typical 1,600-foot house in Oklahoma, and you can have a utility bill that could be twice as much on 2 brand new homes. You could have one house that costs $300 a month to operate, that's built to code, or you can have another home that's a high-performance home, and you can operate it for half of that, and a lot of times even less than that. And that's really been Ideal Homes' claim to fame since we started. About 25% of your total cost of the utility bill goes to the heating and cooling system. So anything we can do to make that more efficient or reduce the load on the house is going to help with the performance. So it starts with the windows, in my opinion. The windows you can reduce with high-performance, low-E-coated windows. You can reduce the solar heat gain in a house by 50%. Secondly, you go to insulation. The insulation in houses, all homes have by code have to be built to a certain insulation standard. But how well that insulation is installed has everything to do with how well it performs. The blown-in insulation, I think, is a really neat application for insulation. Insulation's changed a lot in the last 19 years since Ideal Homes have been building homes. When I got into business, everyone basically thought of the insulation as the Pink Panther or the bad insulation that's tucked in the walls. If you look at our houses and their system, the way they're put together, we put a bib system on the wall. Basically, it's a netting, and then we can go in there and penetrate it with a blower hose and blow in the loose fill insulation so that the entire wall cavity gets filled up, behind the wire, in front of the wire, beside the wire, wherever the nooks and crannies are, it fills it all up. And that reduces the amount of air infiltration into the wall. It actually helps seal the house up in the process of doing that. So it actually gets you the insulation that you're paying for. This is the Park Hill community, and Park Hill is a beautiful community. It's very reflective of the 16 communities Ideal Homes has around the metro area. As far as this particular house, I think it's very reflective of the type of quality that you're going to see when you come out to visit Ideal Homes. The solid oak or maple cabinets, the solid surface countertops, lots of neat amenities that you're going to find. The other thing that's neat about our homes is when we build you a home, we've got a great selection center in South Oklahoma City where you can come in and meet with our design staff and really personalize the house. When we started out on our energy efficiency, the first thing we did was just offer an upgraded air conditioner that basically was 25% more efficient than the standard code air conditioner. From there, in 1997, we were the first builder in America to take their company Energy Star, so that all our homes were Energy Star for homes under $150,000. And prior to that, the Energy Star program was 1 year old, and there were just a handful of builders around the country trying it, and no one had tried to bring energy efficiency and affordability together. In 2000, we partnered with the Department of Energy and joined up with their Build America program. And since then, we've built anywhere from 2 to 10 test houses a year for the U.S. Department of Energy, every year trying new technologies and new techniques, whether they want to try ventilation strategies or windows or insulation. And so Ideal Homes functions as a living laboratory here in central Oklahoma. For the DOE's project, they basically spend about $7 million a year sponsoring to do builder test houses. They don't give us any money. What they give us is research assistance with these building scientists that come in from all over the country to help us try our experiments. We build the houses, figure out what works and doesn't work, but it's been great for us because the learning, we've been able to take the best ideas and incorporate that into our homes on a standard ongoing basis. In 2000, we were able to take enough of the information we had and begin to offer guaranteed utilities, because at that point we had amassed enough information on how our homes perform and how to engineer such a great performing house that we could tell our customers with a high level of certainty, here's how much it costs to operate your house. And so since 2000, we've been offering guaranteed utilities on our house. Kind of that old deal, trying to put our money where our mouth is.
You know, many of us take a look at our home furnace and we think, well, that's what keeps us warm. But it does so much more. That's where Guaranteed Watt Saver comes in. They can take a look at your furnace and see if there's air leakage, which can affect your comfort and your health, which is all a part of keeping our environment green.
GWS is an energy efficiency firm. We do a lot of things both with health, with mold, indoor air quality issues, but our main thing is to work with builders and homeowners to help them improve the energy efficiency of their buildings. In an existing home, we're going to spend most of our time up in the attic. We're going to do air sealing around electrical boxes, what we call plate lines, where the drywall meets the top wall plates. We're going to insulate and put backing on the hot walls or knee walls, which are walls at the top that have attic on one side and living space on the other. We're going to look at can lights. Can lights can cost homeowners as much as $1 a month in heating and cooling costs. So we're going to look at those type of things. We're, of course, obviously, one of the things we're going to look at is the insulation in the attic, whether or not it is at the levels that we need it to be in the hot Oklahoma climate. Not all houses behave the same. We were able to cut back on our utility bills by about 40%. We deal a great amount with insulation, and not only just insulation, but how the insulation is installed. Not all insulation applications are the same, and if it's not put in correctly, then you seriously cut back on the amount of insulation you actually have in the walls or in the ceiling. GWS has more experience than anybody in the state of Oklahoma. All of our employees have training requirements. We have inter-office training requirements for all of them, and we do a lot keeping up with the building science community and everything that's going on as far as new innovations in energy efficiency. We attend building science conferences almost every year, and in addition to all that, we also achieve certifications outside of GWS. One of the devices we use is a piece of equipment called a blower door. A blower door essentially is a replacement door made out of a nylon spring. We put a fan in it, and then we have the ability to either pressurize or depressurize the house depending on what we're looking for. Now, for new construction, it's required that we do a blower door test before they can receive the Energy Star criteria, before they can meet that. In existing homes, we use it as a tool for diagnostics to look around and find where the holes is. Infrared is a device that measures temperature differences, and what it does is we'll use it to look at a wall, and we'll use it to look for air leakage coming into the house. We'll look at insulation levels in the walls under certain conditions. We'll also use it for finding moisture problems in a house. One of the biggest things that we see is our houses, existing homes, that have a dust problem. Well, normally that signifies that someplace in the return system, which is usually in the attic, there's a hole someplace. So what it's doing is it's pulling air from the attic into your duct system and then spreading that and all the dust particles around your house. And it does a great job spreading them evenly. So our job is to find out whether or not those leaks are there and help our clients fix those holes. And you really can make a house cleaner and healthier by sealing your duct system. So doing that, we make not only a healthier environment, but a more comfortable environment.
Now, taking care of where you live and making it more healthy for your family and the environment is possible. Here's some helpful tips. When looking for ways to save energy in your home, be sure to think about not only improving your existing heating and cooling system, but also consider simply replacing your system altogether. Replace incandescent lights with compact fluorescent lamps. They use only 1/4 the energy and last up to 10 times longer. Turn off all unnecessary lights. Use dimmers or motion sensors to automatically turn off lighting to reduce energy use and costs. Use natural lighting or day lighting. Lower hot water temperature. Unless you are washing clothes or dishes, cooler water about 120 degrees Fahrenheit will do the job. And when it comes to shopping for and comparing energy efficient appliances and home electronics, look for the Energy Guide and Energy Star labels. Clean or change furnace filters once a month during the heating season. Install low flow toilets and shower heads. And finally, a well-designed landscape not only can bring beauty to your home, it can also reduce your heating and cooling costs by adding things such as shading and windbreaks. Thanks so much for joining us. Welcome Home will be back with more great info and tips on house hunting and improving your home.